Welcome to the Pull Up to the Castle podcast from MouseHouseNewsNet. This is where you can join a princess and a mouse to discuss the latest Disney World hot topics affecting Cinderella Castle and beyond. Now, you can, it's up to your discretion to decide who's the princess and who's the mouse here, but I think it's fairly obvious. So I am Marcus. I'm from MouseHouseNews.net.
I'm Erin. I'm also from MouseHouseNews.net.
All right, and welcome to episode 1 of the Pull Up to the Castle podcast. So, today we're going to be talking about a few different subjects that has impacted Walt Disney World lately. The first thing we're going to be talking about are the changes to Disney Springs transportation. We'll also be talking a little bit about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and also information for the holiday parties at Walt Disney World. Tickets are on sale for those parties as well. So let's go ahead and get into it. Disney Springs transportation. There's been a crackdown on the buses and the boats at Disney Springs. I reported on this over at MouseHouseNews.net. Whereas basically only Disney Resorts hotel guests and guests with dining and experience reservations at the resorts can now board the Disney buses and boats from over at Disney Springs. So Erin, this is gonna impact for the most part locals and Disney visitors who are staying off site. Why do you think they made these changes?
Well, I think a lot of the change comes down to trying to manage crowds. Like we all know, Disney Springs is pretty popular. A lot of people go there to do the shopping and dining and check out the stage shows and things. But then getting on those buses can be kind of crowded. Like I'm not a fan of having to stand on a Disney bus going back to my resort.
No, ma'am.
Especially at the end of the night, the buses can get pretty crowded. So I'm thinking a lot of it is probably just because, guests that are, paying to stay on site at Disney, it's kind of an inconvenience for them having to be on. I mean, there, yeah, we're all paying to experience things at Disney, and shopping and dining and all that at Disney Springs does make you, a guest of Disney. But if you're paying to stay at a resort, yeah, it kind of feels a little bit unfair that I'm getting on this bus and maybe other people aren't staying there, but I'm still stuck standing, it's
Yeah.
it's kind of a first world problem, but it's,
Yeah, but I
kind of a
mean,
reality that, nobody wants to be the one standing. Um,
it's a fair point. And I've also heard that it's during certain times of the year, particularly, it's also impacted parking over at Disney Springs. People who actually want to go there and they want to, shop, or they want to go to the dining locations over there. And if they drive their car, and this impacts the locals and also the visitors to Disney World who are going to Disney Springs, man, sometimes those parking decks, they get filled up. And, come to find out that a lot of the cars that are there, they're there for hours, not because somebody is shopping at Disney Springs, but because they just parked there for free, took a bus over to a resort, and then walked over to the theme park. So they're in the parking garages for like 11, 12, 13 hours.
I mean, it's kind of no different than a few years ago when Disney cracked down on parking at the resorts, especially like the monorail area resorts, to prevent people from, coming and parking at the Contemporary, walking over to Magic Kingdom, or using the monorail, whatever. And then there's not enough parking for the people actually staying at the Contemporary or coming for dining reservations or whatever. So it feels kind of similar to that, whereas they're just trying to manage the amount of time that parking spaces and things are being taken up, and kind of trying to find a way to ensure that, as much as possible, at least, that those parking spaces that are being occupied are being used during the time that someone is actually at that location using those particular services.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, they're just trying to keep it fair for everybody, so that there's enough Disney magic to go around for everybody, right? Like,
Yeah.
they want people to be how should I say, they want them to be civil, to be kind, and I guess they've probably just discovered that sometimes that just doesn't happen.
Well, I
The
think haven't they've over the last couple of years, like especially during like spring break or those really popular periods, they have tried this temporarily. So
Yeah,
maybe they found it
yeah,
was effective enough during those times that they've used it in the past, kind of as a trial basis. They've found that it did help out with crowd management and parking and all those factors that we all speculate are probably involved in making this decision. So while it's, kind of it's inconvenient for the people that don't have those kind of reservations that would allow them to easily hop on a bus from Disney Springs. I'm not going to, it's, I could see it being frustrating for those people.
sure.
Um, I guess they have their reasons why, and it seems like this wasn't a sudden decision that they had not tested out ahead of time to see if it would even accomplish what they were trying to accomplish.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I know that some of the concern surrounding this change, this transportation change, is that it may make it harder to resort hop. For instance, if you're going to be visiting during the upcoming holiday break and you want to go see the different gingerbread displays at different Disney resort hotels and stuff, there was concern that this change would actually make it more difficult. If, for instance, you were going to Disney Springs, wanted to have lunch at Disney Springs, and then wanted to go ahead and hop to some Disney resorts and take a look at the gingerbread displays. So it sounds like, really, if you are already a Disney resorts guest, this really isn't going to impede you from resort hop.
Yeah, that's also my understanding from the various news releases and even the verbiage on Disney's transportation website. That, it doesn't sound like it's keeping resort guests or, again, people who have dining or recreation reservations. It's not keeping people from still accessing resorts that aren't their own. It sounds like you can still do it. It just might create a little bit of more of a roundabout for people who didn't already have those kind of reservations. Like, you know, might be worth just going ahead and making that dining reservation for the restaurant you've been wanting to try. And,
Yeah,
then that kind of solves the problem. I know not everybody, wants to or, you know, has interest in doing that, but, you know, in some ways it's kind of a got to do what you got to do. I mean, if you want to
yeah, for sure.
go do the resort hopping, that's a way to accomplish it still.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean it's just like any other change that Disney has made in the past. I mean, you figure out the rules and then you just adjust what you're doing so that you are operating in confines of the those rules, but still being able to accomplish what you want to accomplish. So, I mean, I guess in the end they were probably trying to go for a better experience both on the Disney Springs front, so that there's not, uh, you know, they're not running out of parking spaces there, and also for the bus transportation front, like you said, trying to keep the crowds lower so that, number one, you're not standing on the bus as much, and number two, you're not staying at the gate as long because you were in line but it was a long line and then the bus filled up to capacity and now you have to wait for the next bus.
I mean,
So
one could argue Disney could simply send more buses to solve that problem,
you could.
but that wouldn't help the parking garages, but it would help,
Yeah,
keep people from having to be jam packed into a bus.
yeah,
Because sometimes it
absolutely.
does feel like you are waiting forever.
It does, especially in the afternoon. So yeah, it's hopefully that is something that doesn't cause too much disruption to everybody, but still allows there to be be those intended um, expectations that Disney was looking for when they made this change. So, but you can get more information if you want to really get in the weeds about that crackdown on transportation. Just go on over to MouseHouseNewsNet. There is a story about the Disney Springs transportation crackdown over
Yeah.
there.
And
Um,
hopefully everybody can just figure out a way to get to where they want to go. I mean, we're
yeah,
all just there to have fun. Hopefully everybody, can find a way within Disney's new restrictions to be able to get to your destination.
where there is a will, there's a way.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way.
All right, so let's move on to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So, it was announced during the Halfway to Halloween event that the Halloween party is coming back to Magic Kingdom for 2026. And this year, it seems like every year that passes by, they add on more dates. So there's 38 dates total for 2026 for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Spooky season is upon us. Well, almost. I
Well,
just can't
yeah,
believe it's starting. I just can't believe it's starting August 7th already. That's really early.
yeah. In less than a month,
It's still
we're
going to be
already going to
hot.
start. Yeah, it's still going to be 95 degrees outside, but hey, you want some warm cider? Yeah, 95-degree weather. I mean, why not?
No.
I guess some people wouldn't see anything wrong with that, right?
Well, I'm there for the candy. Just hopefully the candy doesn't melt.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. August 7th is the first date. There are 9 dates in August. We're looking at August 7th, August 11th, the 14th, the 18th, the 21st, the 23rd, the 25th, the 28th, and the 30th. So, if you want to go early, it's probably still going to be a little bit warm. May have to worry about the chocolate candy melting, but those are the dates for August.
Well, and the ticket prices are a little bit lower in August too, so that's where you can get,
Yes,
save a little bit of money on your
that
party
is
tickets.
true. So yeah, the ticket prices are lower the earlier you go. In September, you can still get some pretty good pricing in September as well. There's 13 days in September. So we jump from 9 in August to 13 in September. Pretty much. I mean, there's a lot. There's going to be a lot of days when Magic Kingdom closes early because for those who don't know, whenever there is a party at Magic Kingdom, the park closes early, so you don't get to stick around until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. There's no happily ever after fireworks or anything like that. You do have to actually leave the park a little bit early because the parties officially start at 7 p.m.
If you've never been to one, they do give you a wristband and they do start checking as that cutoff time approaches. So they will start ushering you out of the park if you don't have the that day's wristband.
Yes, yes.
So
So you don't need day admission to Magic Kingdom to go to the parties. The parties are separately ticketed events. And so yeah, that's where that wristband comes into play. One nice thing, and so I mentioned that it starts at 7 p.m. on each of the party nights. You can actually get in 3 hours early. So as early as 4 p.m. on party nights, you can get in. So that allows you to, if you don't have a day ticket, you can get 3 hours or so in of, riding rides or whatever. And the reason that's important is because you may not want to actually use party time to actually ride rides. You may want to stick with the trick or treating and all the special holiday stuff that happens during the actual Halloween party time, which starts at 7 p.m. and it goes
well, but
until
there
midnight.
are a few rides you might want to, if you have a party ticket, there are a few rides you might want to spend time riding
Touche.
during that
Tell us
party.
about that.
Okay, so there are several rides that are going to have special ride overlays to make them extra spooky. Let's just say, you think about Space Mountain being a roller coaster in the dark. And that's true. But when they advertise the Halloween party version as being in the dark, they mean they mean completely no lights at all. It was very jarring and startling when I wrote it a few years ago. I was taken aback and it was unexpected how dark it is in there when there's literally no lights.
Let me tell you
Um,
something. It is amazing how the little bit of lights in Space Mountain, like, it gives you enough to be able to, I don't know, you can't see a lot of it, but sometimes the lighting is just enough whereas you can kind of see a reflection off the tracks, and so you can see when stuff is coming. No, not during this time, because when it's completely in the dark, you don't see anything coming.
when they
Nothing.
say in the dark, they mean in the dark.
Yes, they
Personally,
do.
my favorite ride is the teacups, and I always look forward to the spooky overlay that the teacups get. They get some of the what do you call the fake like fog machine
Oh
effect
yeah.
and the lighting and the music. That's an extra fun layover for that one. Um, not a special ride layover, but Pirates. I also feel like Pirates and Haunted Mansion are fun to just kind of check off your list or whatever.
Those
Either
are
during the party or
always
maybe
in
slightly,
season. They
but
don't
that
need
those
an
are I guess
overlay.
are ones without having the special ride overlay. You could check those out in that time that you're there before the party starts. But I don't know,
Yeah.
something about riding those too. Also enjoyable. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor gets special overlay and extra seasonal jokes and things.
And if
Let's
you're doing the
see.
trick or treating, you'll see some of that because that is also a trick or treating location. So you'll kind of get in there and
I mean, it
you'll
has been in the
see
past.
what's
I don't know that
happening.
we've had any particular locations confirmed for this year yet, exactly, but in the past, they've kind of led you through there to
Yeah,
be able to get some
yeah.
candy. Let's see what I'm missing. I think is there five rides that have overlays? I'm trying to remember what else had an overlay.
Um, those are the ones that
Um,
I remember.
it might just be those three. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously a lot of people are there for the shows and the parades and the characters and things like that. So that's probably a lot of what you're going to want to spend your time focusing on. But like I said,
yeah.
there's definitely a few rides that are worth checking out. Space Mountain and my favorite, the Teacups, in particular. Highly recommend. But yeah, so there's lots of entertainment. The time goes really fast, even if you get there early and you're ready to start party mode right when the party starts. There's
Mm-hmm.
a lot going on, so you'll kind of want to go ahead and have a plan for like your must dos. Kind of in mind ahead of time. I will say in particular what was interesting the last we attended in 2024 last time. The lines for the characters, they can get really long. Initially we
Yes.
thought, oh, it would be really fun to see Pooh Bear and friends in their little Halloween costumes. They look so cute, we'll get in line or whatever. We weren't like the line did not appear that long. But at one point, a cast member came by and was just telling all of us that we're kind of, mid to end of the, near the middle to end of the line, that the wait was like 2 hours from that point. And of course, that's a significant chunk of your party time. I mean, if it's a high priority for you, it's certainly worth it. But it was very surprising how long that line would have been. Unfortunately, did not get to meet Pooh Bear and friends in their
Yeah,
Halloween
yeah.
costumes. So like,
That's a
wow, that
no
would
for
take a
me.
significant amount. But the characters that you do get to meet, if you prioritize it and spend any time doing it, I will say they're a lot of fun. We met the Queen of Hearts when we were there, and let's say meeting villains is just a whole other experience. We have a short on our YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, that's worth checking out. Of just an interaction that Marcus had with Cruella de Vil earlier this spring, and it's, they the villains are just something else. So
Yeah,
I would say if you see any lines that are a little bit shorter looking, or you just see someone who's listed that is kind of a high priority for you, it certainly can be worth taking the time to meet characters. Just be aware that everyone else kind of wants to meet the characters too, and
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it can take a while. Um,
yeah.
Personally, other than riding the teacups and maybe meeting a character, one of my favorite things is definitely the parade. Um, that's certainly something that's worth checking out. We, speaking shameless plug, on our YouTube channel, we do have a video of the parade from a couple of years ago. We're looking forward to attending this year again, getting you a fresh perspective on the parade. But the parade is really good. Lots of villains, lots of characters. You'll see Mickey and friends. That song, Boo to You, will certainly get stuck in your head. It's a major earworm. But the parade is definitely a highlight. Typically, they run it twice a night during party nights. So you have a
Yeah.
couple of chances to check it out. I think the general advice is that the second parade is a little bit less crowded. So that might be something you want to keep in mind. But obviously, as with any must do, you gotta carve out the time for it. You don't have to have everything planned down to the second, but it's good to have an idea of what your priorities are and kind of a loose idea of how you want your evening to go and where you want to, where you want to head. So that way you're not stuck in line for something and then
Yeah.
you miss both of the parades and then you're sad.
It's good to have a plan. I mean, I know that that is something that some people, they're kind of averse to because they're like, "Hey, we're just going to have a good time." Planning, sticking to a schedule. That's not. But that's not what we're talking about when we say have a plan. We're not saying like stick to a schedule per se, but just know what times, different things are going to be happening around the park so that you're cognizant, because if you miss out on something that's one of your must do's, then you're going to be like, well, was it really worth it, right? So make it worth your time.
Yeah.
And also,
Uh,
thank you for bringing up too that we do have videos on MouseHouseNewsNet here on YouTube. So,
we do.
yeah, on YouTube, MouseHouseNewsNet. Be sure that you're subscribed. And we've got more information about this Halloween party also over at MouseHouseNews.net, which is our blog. Now, you were talking about the parade. Those grave diggers, when they come through the parade, it seems like the crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of the parade?
Well, probably either the gravediggers or I also like the ballroom dancers.
Oh
I
yeah.
like them too. So
Yeah, yeah. And we can't forget that. So before the parade starts, there's a headless horseman that actually rides through the streets. It's like that's just kind of like your cue that the
oh yeah,
parade is
they can't
coming.
possibly make it any more spooky. Look, I know it's the not so scary Halloween party, but they can get it spooky.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun. I mean, they think of everything. I will give that to them for sure.
Yeah.
Um, So let's talk fireworks. So I said earlier, there's not any happily ever after fireworks, but for the people who are attending the party, there's a different fireworks show made specifically for the party.
Yeah, not so spooky spectacular, I think is what it's called.
Yep.
Um, it's like they have a Jack Skellington is hosting it, and it kind of it follow I believe it follows Mickey and friends. I think they're trick or treating or something, and there's like projections on the castle and stuff. But they run into lots of spooky and villains make appearances, and it's not scary, but it definitely fits in with the Halloween vibes.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Um, so yeah, there's Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Like I say, we've got information on MouseHouseNews.net, which is our blog. There are 38 dates total for 2026. Of note, as of the time that we're filming this conversation, there are some dates that are already sold out for 2026. So if you're thinking about going, you may want to solidify those plans pretty soon, because the dates that have sold out, there are 3 dates in August near the beginning of the party. August 11th, August 14th, and August 18th have sold out, and then we've got 2 dates in October. You already know
I bet I can
Halloween
guess
is
one
sold
of
out.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Bet I can guess one of
That
them.
one goes first. Halloween at Disney World. So that is already sold out. Sorry to tell you. The other date in October that's already sold out is October 13th, and
Is that a Friday?
it's not a Friday. It's
Oh,
actually, I think it's a Tuesday. It's the day after Indigenous Peoples Day this year. So there may be a lot of people that are visiting that have that long holiday
yeah,
weekend.
yeah.
And so they're probably planning to go to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So that date is also sold out for 2026 already. So
Oh, you know what we didn't discuss about that?
what's that?
So the Halloween party is an opportunity for even adults to be able to dress in a costume.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's kind
Yes.
of an exciting, different thing. I mean, you can Disney bound anytime and kind of loosely, interpret being like a character, but the Halloween party is where you can actually dress up. You can't have like a mask, but you
Right. No,
can
no
dress.
covering of the face. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can dress in costumes, so that's kind of fun too. And it's really awesome to see the creative costumes that people come up with, especially when they come as like groups and things.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
seen some great
Yeah.
ones over the years, so it's definitely worth coming up with a costume if you're thinking you're gonna attack. I mean, yeah, you could definitely wear any kind of spooky shirt, or they have the Halloween merchandise is already in stores at Disney World, so there's no
Yes, it is.
shortage of there's no shortage of you know seasonally appropriate things you can wear to get yourself into the spooky spirit. But taking the opportunity to come up with a costume certainly, adds to the fun. And, if you're attending those dates in August, just, keep in mind the temperatures so you're
Yeah,
not roasting in
yeah,
your Halloween costume.
yeah. Don't wear that furry head to toe.
I mean, you
Don't come as
can.
Chewbacca in
You could.
covered in fur in August.
You could, but it's probably going to be toasty.
Yeah, yeah. You gonna be out of that by like 8 o'clock. You're gonna be out of it by 8 o'clock.
But yeah, I
So
definitely just
yeah,
wanted, if people weren't familiar, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that you can actually wear a costume, so that
pretty much the only
makes it
time
fun.
adults can.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a fun time.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, we haven't really gotten any information about snacks and menu items for Halloween yet. So
We're a month away, less than a month away from the parties, though, so it's going to
any
come
day
out soon.
now.
Yeah,
Whenever it comes out, we will let you know over at MouseHouseNewsNet for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, before we move on to our discussion about the holiday parties, hey, if you're liking this discussion that we have going on, please be sure to like the video if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and post a comment that says, I like this. Just those 3 words is fine. I like
Or
this.
spooky emojis. That works too.
Hey, yeah, there you go. Yeah, let's get spooky
Spooky
with it.
emojis. No, are you team
Exactly.
Halloween or are you team Christmas? Christmas or
Hey,
Halloween emojis? Either
let
one.
us know in the comments. It helps the algorithm push this video to more people, and we appreciate it.
Hey, and we
All
appreciate
right.
you for watching.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So, a lot of people are probably tuning in for the holiday parties and information about that. So, not a lot of information about the holiday parties. The tickets are on sale now.
The parties are going to start kind of at the beginning of November, so pretty much right after Halloween wraps up. Magic Kingdom will do that practically overnight. I think last year it took them a few days to get stuff transitioned over,
Yeah.
but that magical Winter Wonderland transformation happens in early November, so it'll switch over pretty quickly from Halloween to Christmas. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is over at Magic Kingdom, and once again, Jollywood Nights will be returning to Hollywood Studios. We attended both last year. They are drastically different experiences, but kind
Hmm.
of depending on what kind of mood you're looking for, what kind of vibe you want. I mean, they're both a great time. I would highly recommend both of them. I know
Yeah.
Jollywood Nights kind of had its growing pains the first couple of years, but last year it was a good time.
It was. And it's last year was my first time going, and I had heard about it. It's still young, it's still in its infancy and stuff, not like the classic Mickey's
Yeah,
Very Merry Christmas Halloween party, but even
Mickey's
hearing
Very
the
Merry
bits
Christmas
and
Halloween Party. I'm sorry.
it's, it's all
Okay.
good. We'll take care of that in the editing. Um, very Merry Christmas party. But yeah, even with the information that came out about Jollywood Nights, it still was interesting going and seeing for yourself because I mean, there's nothing like just taking it in for yourself, right? And yeah, it's most definitely a different vibe than Mickey's Very Merry Christmas
We,
Party.
we'll talk about Jollywood Nights first, I guess, since we're kind of talking about that one at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. So that's the
So
cheaper of them.
it's less expensive. And this year it's actually going from November all the way. They actually have some dates in January, which was kind of
Yeah.
interesting. There's a couple of January dates. So if you don't get a chance to make it there in November or December, have a little bit of extra time. So one of the things I really liked about Jollywood was the fact that it kind of gives you an excuse to get like really dressed up fancy. Like
Yeah.
it's a, you know, Hollywood glam and glitz and all that stuff. So feel free to get dressed up. It's fun. Now we did see. I will say when we went, we saw an interesting combination. So you'd see people just like wearing holiday shirts and being
Hmm.
festive. You also saw people that went all out and got dressed up in the sequins and the all that. And then you saw a lot of people in their pajama, like matching pajamas and things and stuff
Yeah.
too, like that kind of holiday tradition. So even a
I
cast
didn't
member
know
said it
that
was
was
kind
a
of
thing.
interesting. A cast member even told us it was kind of interesting just seeing the different interpretations that people had of how they wanted to dress up for the event. So it was just kind of fun to see just like that really it was a very eclectic mix of just what everybody chose to wear to the party.
It
So I
was.
thought that was pretty interesting. I personally I leaned into the glitz and glam, old Hollywood, etc. But
Hmm.
you do you, and every pretty much any festive attire will work for you for that one.
Man, I was
So
fresh to death with that one. I
people
bought
loved
I
your
bought
hat.
this bowler hat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
people love the
yeah,
hat.
yeah. That I wish I had. I should have worn it here. I got my I'm sporting Mickey today.
Yes,
But yeah, I got a bowler hat for the occasion, and yeah,
very
hey.
dapper. So Jollywood Nights also leans a lot into the entertainment and characters.
Hmm.
Lot of different character meet and greets you can do. Some of them are very rare. What I will say is, once again, it's sort of like with any other specially ticketed event. If you're trying to do like characters and things like that, you may want to prioritize, kind of check out the list ahead of time of what characters are expected to be there and prioritize what you want to do. As Marcus said, for the Halloween party with Jollywood Nights, you can enter the park a couple hours early. So
Hmm.
even if you don't have a day ticket for Hollywood Studios, you can enter. I think Jollywood Nights starts at 7:30, and partygoers can enter the park as early as 5:30. So you
Yes.
have a little bit of a time to get in, do some regular Hollywood Studios stuff, without having to spend your party time doing it. Although there will be rides and things available during Jollywood Nights, they don't, as far as I know, in the past they have not done special ride overlays. So it would
Oh.
be just your regular attractions, which are definitely worth. There's a lot of good stuff over there, so it's worth doing. But I will say some of the characters definitely have lines form pretty early, and they get pretty long. Um,
Looking at
one
you,
of
Duffy.
my Yes, one of my must dos last year was I really wanted to meet Santa Duffy. Let me just say, Duffy is just as adorable in person as in any photos you have ever seen. And dressed up as Santa makes Duffy even cuter. But we actually, so let me backtrack a moment. If you're attending a specially ticketed party, you don't have to have a day ticket, but if you do, you don't have to exit the park to yeah, you don't have to exit the park and then come back
Right.
in order to get your party wristband and all that. They do have they have the wristband distributions at the front of the park when you enter, but they will also have another place within the park that's designated for wristband distribution if you're already in the park before the official entrance time for partygoers.
And here's
So like,
another tip too. If you're a pass holder and
yeah,
you're entering at the time that everybody else is entering, don't get in that line. Get in a regular line. Get in as if you're coming in as a regular day guest, and then just head to where you would head if
the
you were
yeah,
already in the park.
the
Why wait in
inside
the
the
line?
park distribution. Yeah. So they do have a separate, if you're already in the park enjoying your day, you don't have to exit to get in line for a wristband. They do have a separate distribution spot that you can go to. You'll just have to look for the signage indicating where that separate wristband distribution will be. So we were already in the park before 5:30. So we went and got our wristbands and everything, and then we went and got in line to wait for Santa Duffy. We did we did wait our full 2 hours before the party started in the
Yeah.
unofficial line that was going to be Santa Duffy's meet and greet line. We were not the first people in line. There were people that were there before we even got there. But we waited before the party started so that we wouldn't have to wait during the party. I think
Right.
all in all, Duffy took his time getting there, so he wasn't there right at the time the party started. But is it 7:30 that the party starts at? No, I'm getting confused.
Um,
Maybe
let
it's
me,
seven.
let me look right
I think
quick.
it's seven. Okay, backtrack. Ignore everything I just said. I think it's seven that that Jollywood Nights starts at, and you can enter as soon as 5:30. So I think we saw, maybe it took about 15 to 20 minutes for us ultimately to meet Santa Duffy and then be on our way. But the line was hours long for anybody who was not there way early. So we opted to spend our party time doing other things and doing our waiting ahead of time. So that just shows you how quickly the lines can build, and especially if people are getting there really early,
Yeah,
it can
you were
take a while.
right. You were right at the first time. It's 7:30 when it starts.
It's 7:30.
Seven
Okay.
thirty to
Okay, so
12:30.
ignore the second me saying backtrack. It
Yeah, I
starts at,
thought
okay.
you were right. Yep,
I need to
yep,
have some
you
notes
had
in
it.
front of me. I need to have some notes in front of me. Okay, so
Hey,
scratch
you
all
better
of that.
hey, you
Fix that
better
in
slide on
editing.
over to MouseHouseNews.net.
Fix that in editing. Just ignore everything I said where I got myself and everyone else confused. Okay, so characters the lines can build, especially because they will have some kind of more rare characters meeting. We don't have the official list yet of what characters will be there this year, but in the past we've had characters like Santa Duffy, Bing Bong from Inside Out's been there,
Yeah.
Phineas and Ferb. Trying to remember who else we've seen. King
Max.
Louie, yeah, Max Goof. There's been the Three Caballeros were meeting in
Yes.
previous years. I don't know that they're coming back, but they were meeting in previous years. So there's a lot of unique characters that you can meet if that's a priority for you. Let's see. On to other entertainment. There are a couple of stage shows that you can watch. Didn't make it over to the Nightmare Before Christmas sing along last year, but that's a unique option for you that I believe is returning this year. Also, what we did do last year was the Muppets hosted the Holidays in Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
show. That was pretty good. You get that Muppets humor mixed with some, glamorous performances. It does make you feel like Hollywood. So I believe that one we do have. If you wanted to check it out ahead of time so you know what to expect, that one is on the YouTube channel here.
Yes.
Also, there is an ice skating show that you can
Listen.
watch. Glisten. There will be a nighttime spectacular, Jingle Bell Jingle Bam,
Mm-hmm.
returning again this year, and the Twilight Soiree at the Tip Top Club over by the Hollywood Tower of Terror is also returning this year. That's definitely, to me, was like the epitome of like swanky old Hollywood glam. They've got performers, live band. You can get some fancy drinks and some souvenir champagne flutes. It was a good time over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
One thing that is returning, I believe, that I would not recommend personally, that I didn't think was worth the time, is we did Jazzy Holidays at the Hollywood Brown Derby last year. That is
Mm-hmm.
a separate, you have to make an advanced dining reservation for that one. It's inside the Hollywood Brown Derby. They have a selection of like drinks and like hors d'oeuvre kind of snack things. It We didn't get called back right at our reservation time, so we had to kind of stick around waiting to be called. I think we ended up spending like 20 or 30 minutes just waiting to
Mm-hmm.
finally be called after our reservation time had passed. Got
And
in
we
there.
could
It
have
was kind
been
of,
enjoying stuff at the party.
yeah, because you don't want to wander too far away because, you could be called at any time. But yeah, we just, it was kind of loud in there. There was live entertainment, like there was a piano player, and that was cool. But overall, there was just a lot of chatter amongst all the other diners. And, it felt a little bit rushed when we were finally in there, as far as we weren't even finished with our items that we had ordered before the check was being placed on the table. And,
You know
it
what
just,
though? I I I actually appreciated that because I was like, man, I'm missing out on all the other stuff going on.
yeah. I
But you
mean,
know what though? What else? This is
hmm,
the jankiest part of that experience. Like you mentioned the check. Okay, so if you are used to getting any sort of discounts like DVC pass holder or like maybe a Visa card holder, that Chase Visa card holder discount, none of that is honored at this event.
yeah,
And
no
like
discounts.
nobody said anything. So I'm like, I got a pass holder discount. She's like, not tonight, you don't.
Maybe it wasn't said
I
quite
was
like
like,
that, but
what?
yes. Overall, I mean, it's for someone out there, and you may have a drastically different experience. It probably would have felt a little different if we hadn't been waiting and waiting and waiting to even be called for our table. That was a bit disappointing, though, that we had to wait and spend so much of the limited party time, just kind of hanging around. I'm waiting to do that. But there's other eats and drinks, specialty snacks, specialty food items at some of the other locations around the park. So you don't have to make a reservation for something like that in order to still enjoy some festive treats. Again, we don't know the list of food and snacks and things yet, but once we do, we'll definitely put it over on the blog for you, so that you can make your list and check it twice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the pricing
Let's
for
see.
Jollywood Nights, it ranges from $169 to $199 per night. So, um, it's it's something that I would recommend if you haven't been there before. Um, and especially if you've been to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party before and want something a little bit different. This is a little bit more of a grown-up vibe. Give it a try.
But wait, I hear the jingle bells in the distance. Now it's time. We
Yeah,
must talk about
oh yeah,
that
here comes
quintessential
Mickey and the
holiday.
toy soldiers.
We must talk about my dancing reindeer. Let's talk about how that's my favorite part of the parade.
Let's do it.
So Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. If you've ever dreamed of what it would be like to experience Christmas and the holiday season in Disney World, that's going to be your party. Like
Yeah.
I personally, I had dreamed of doing it for a number of years. Finally got to do it last year. It's, it's, it's everything you could think it would be. A holiday explosion.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's definitely your traditional Christmas in Disney World type party. If you have never experienced it, or this may be your only chance, maybe you're not looking for quite the grown up Hollywood vibe. If you're just looking for full on Christmas, that's the party you're going to want to go to.
Classic Disney
Um,
at Christmas time.
yes, snow on Main Street. You get characters in holiday costumes. You get the Minnie's wonderful Christmas time fireworks display.
Mm-hmm.
You get uh, unlimited cookies and hot cocoa and cider, and snacks included in the price of your ticket. Like they do have special snacks and things that you can buy, but with the price of your ticket, you actually can get cookies and festive beverages included in that price. And you
Yes.
can keep going back. If you discover a favorite cookie, they are prepackaged. So you can keep
Yeah.
going back and you can get some to take home. You can ask for two at a time. They don't mind. If you like that gingerbread or that M&M cookie, or
That
I don't
red
know what'll be there
velvet.
this year, they will they will gladly give you lots and lots of delicious holiday treats, and it's included in your ticket price.
Yes.
So Yeah,
Oh,
so there's that. So instead of trick or treating, you're going around and collecting cookies.
yeah, and maybe hot chocolate or eggnog or
They had some apple cider last year
yeah,
too.
apple cider. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So there's a number of
they
like
take care of
locations.
you.
They'll give you a like a guidebook when you get your wristband, and it'll show you all the spots where you can go for your festive treats and things.
Yeah. So Mickey's
So
Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade, for those who don't know, that is if you watch ABC on Christmas morning and you see a Disney special on and there's a parade, uh, what you're seeing is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade. So that is featured during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
do you have a favorite part? I already said what mine is.
My favorite part is pretty much most of the time whenever you see Mickey come by. So Mickey and Minnie are on a float during this parade. Of course, you got to give the people what they want. So they're near the beginning of that parade. We got to save the end for, the big guy. Not the big cheese, the big guy. Yeah, Mickey and Minnie, they're always on this elaborately decorated float and stuff, and there's nothing like it. I mean, like I said, these are classic Disney vibes that you're seeing throughout this Christmas party and in the Christmas parade. So I mean, that's just a quintessential Disney Christmas parade right there. Can't have one without Mickey and Minnie.
Yeah, I like the dancing reindeer.
You
Close
know,
second is the dancing.
they come stomping down the street.
Close second is the gingerbread men, and must I say, last year at least, it was a dream come true that they had a photo pass meet and greet with the gingerbread men. So I got to take my picture taken with the gingerbread men from the Christmas parade, and that was also a lot of fun. So
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, so Christmas parade, that one we do have the full video on the channel once
Yep,
again.
MouseHouseNewsNet.
So you can
You
check it
right
out and
here.
see if
You
you
bet you might
yeah.
as well subscribe. Why you didn't subscribe yet? We got everything you need right here.
Yeah, it's like you're there. It's like you're there with us. Um, yeah, so the parade also gives you two opportunities to see it each party night. So, if you have trouble scoping out the perfect spot the first time around, you can always, try again, and you get a second opportunity. Or if you just want to see it twice, there's nothing like seeing it on Main Street with the snow falling down, with the castle in the background. That there's nothing like that. So if you want to check it out that way, again, you have a couple of opportunities to find your perfect parade spot. There is also, in addition to that, there's a couple of stage shows. Um, let's see. I'm sorry, I can't remember the names of them. There's a Frozen holiday surprise that happens a couple of times throughout the night, with
Mickey's
characters from
Most
Frozen.
Merriest Celebration.
Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration is unforgettable. There's
We
nothing
do
like
have that
Clarabelle Cow.
video. We have that
Yes, go
video on the
check it out.
channel.
You don't want to miss Clarabelle Cow singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Oh
That's
yeah.
the highlight. Oh,
Oh
and the
yeah.
dancing reindeer. The dancing reindeer are in that too,
I'm
along with
sensing a
other favorite characters.
theme. I'm sensing a
Oh,
theme of what you like here, and
along.
reindeer are at the front
Okay, there's
of
other
that.
characters too. Mickey and Minnie are there, obviously, but there's dancing reindeer. Um,
Yeah.
and then there's some other like holiday dance parties and things around too. So you can head over to Tomorrowland for that, and check that out too if you want to get your groove on.
Yeah, there's so much to do, and again, just like 5 hours, or even if you go early and experience it for 8 hours, it's really not enough. So again, just like with the other parties, you want to kind of do a little bit of research ahead of time, kind of mark your must do's, and then do a little bit of planning, just some loose planning, so
I'm going to tell
that
you another must do.
what's that?
There are ride overlays at the Christmas party,
Yes.
and those are things I definitely feel like you should do. So one ride overlay that you do not have to do at the party, but you can still experience, is Jingle Cruise. Jungle Cruise gets a holiday makeover for the holidays. Well, holiday makeover for the holidays, that makes sense. they get they get a, some festive jokes and things going on, but Jingle Cruise is actually available all day long. So you don't
Yes.
have to be attending the Christmas party in order to experience Jingle Cruise. You, of course, can experience it during the party, but if you want to spend your party time doing other things that are exclusive to the party, you don't have to worry about missing out on Jingle Cruise. That one will be there for you throughout the holiday season. Some things that are available only during the party are, sense the theme here, the teacups get a festive overlay with a few different holiday song options. Let's see, Tomorrowland Speedway
Yes.
gets an overlay where there's some lights and Christmas displays throughout the course that you're driving past. That one, I believe, is also on the Mouse House NewsNet YouTube channel, so
Yes.
you can kind of get a
Tomorrowland
point of view of what that
Speedway.
one,
It's called
get a point of view of what that checks out.
Tomorrowland
Let's see.
Speedway Race Through the Holidays is what it's
There you
called.
go.
Yes.
Let's see. Space Mountain gets a really cool makeover. There's holiday music and lights, like laser light show going on in there. It's really exciting. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. And I believe Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor also gets a holiday makeover for the parties as well. Um,
Yes. I think that's
I think
it.
that's all.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's it.
So a couple of extra things that get a little bit of a makeover and some extra festive, ambiance to them for the party. So some of those things might be worth checking out, taking some time. But again, part of it's priority. Like if you're not a roller coaster person, obviously you're not going to want to do Space Mountain. If you don't like spinning around until you're dizzy and can't stand straight, you might not like the teacup. Although you can let the teacups take you where they may. You don't have to spin as fast as you can, although that's my preferred way to do it.
Yeah, I'll be getting off that ride and I'll be like, wait a minute, which way is up?
There's
It takes me a couple of seconds, maybe about 30 seconds, and I'm just stumbling my way to the exit.
So there are character meet and greets at the Christmas party as well. Some of those do get lines pretty long, pretty quick. Jack and Sally usually meet during that one, and their line gets pretty long. So if that's a priority for you, you
Mhm.
probably want to get in line early, or try to hit it during one of the parades or something like that, whereas maybe the line might be a little bit shorter for you. Let's see, I'm trying to remember what other characters meet. We don't have a full list yet.
Not
Certainly
yet,
we'll bring it to
no.
you once we do. But usually Mickey and Minnie usually meet together in holiday attire, and then like I said, Jack and Sally are kind of a mainstay as well, meeting throughout. And I think you can also meet a lot of princes and princesses together, which is pretty nice,
Yeah.
especially because some of those princes you don't really see that often. And of course, anytime you can meet more than one character at a time, it kind of feels like a bonus because you're really only waiting once, and then you get to meet multiple characters. So
Yes.
that's kind of an advantage to spending some time doing that if it's a priority for you. And then I think we mentioned that you get plenty of cookies and holiday beverages included in the price of your ticket. There will be some, special party exclusive snacks
Mhm.
available. Once we know what they are, we'll certainly let you know. But that list hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, yeah, we'll post those over on MouseHouseNews.net when it comes out and stuff, and let you know what you can get and where you can get them.
I forgot to discuss when we were back at talking about the Halloween party, but it applies to all three of the parties that we've talked about today. Another thing that you can find at these parties is exclusive merchandise that you can only get during the party.
Yeah.
So definitely, things like spirit jerseys, T-shirts. I am a collector of ears. They usually have a pair of exclusive ears. If you're a pin collector, there's a number of holiday, well, depending on which party you're at, pins exclusive to the event.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what else you can normally find. Sweatshirts. Sometimes they'll have things like lounge flies, mugs, magnets, all the Christmas ornaments, all the things.
Everything you want to
So
spend your money on.
yeah, yeah. At least those things you can get a discount on, though, if you qualify for a discount, if you have one of those
Yes.
affinity programs.
Yes.
um, but yes, so don't forget to check out the exclusive merchandise if you like to commemorate your trips and your memories with things you can wear or use or look at in your own home.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, there's going to be 25 dates total starting November the 8th, and it goes through December the 22nd. Prices range from $189 to $229. So, a little bit pricier than Jollywood Nights, but again,
Mickey
that's
has his hand out. His gloved
yeah,
hand is ready to accept your money.
hey, you know what? Mickey holds his hands out, and sometimes we just fork it over with a
With a smile.
smile. Like,
With a
yeah,
smile.
and he just says, "Oh boy," you know. So, yeah, that one's a little more pricey than Jollywood Nights, but if you want that classic Disney holiday experience, that's where it's going to be. It's at Magic Kingdom. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. To date, as of this time, all of the dates are still available. You can find the dates for both Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and Jollywood Nights and the not so scary Halloween party. It's all over at MouseHouseNewsNet. So we've got all of that information. Um, Erin, real quick, which party do you prefer? From the, if you compare the two Christmas parties, like
Christmas parties?
Mickey's and Jollywood, which one do you prefer?
Both of them are a great time. And both will give you drastically different, well, maybe not drastically different, but you get a different experience out of both of them. I
Yeah,
probably am more of a Christmas traditionalist, and I would love, love, love to attend Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party again. I would highly recommend everyone do it at least once. It is, you know, it's the holidays.
yeah, yeah,
There's a lot to see and do there, and it just, it definitely gives you that heart bursting with holiday feelings.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a hard one for me, and it depends on what you're looking for sure. But for me, I think I'd have to agree. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is just that's the one you're gonna see sell out, of every date. Trust and believe. Every date will get sold out. So if you are thinking of wanting to experience it, um, uh, be be don't drag your feet on that one. Jollywood Nights, it doesn't sell out like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So if you're on the fence about going there, you probably have a little bit more opportunity to be leisurely with that, but not with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. So you'll want to get your dates locked in and all of that as soon as possible. Get your vacation package going, your party tickets, get them now if you don't already have them. And by the way, I am a travel advisor. I can help you take care of all of that at no additional cost to you when you book your vacation through me. So just pull up to proxy-travel.com. It's in the description below the video if you're watching here on YouTube. So just holler at me if you want me to help you plan your Disney holiday vacation trip or any Disney trip for that matter. I can also just get you the park tickets or the party tickets if all you want is tickets. All right, so that's proxy-travel.com. All
All
right,
right.
Erin, this was a good. So we've gone almost an hour now. This is a good conversation about the party offerings at Disney World and also that bus boat change over at Disney Springs. So thank you for helping walk everybody through what to expect with all of that. Um,
Yeah, I apologize for my time where I got myself confused about timing on Jollywood's
It's all good.
start
You were
time.
right
Yeah,
the
no.
first time. You were right the first time. See, that's
The
that's
first
what
time.
happens when you visit
It's
or
unscripted.
write for MouseHouseNews.net.
It is unscripted.
It is indeed. Hey, we're gonna do another one of these pretty soon. Our next episode don't have the entire itinerary mapped out, but we will definitely be talking about the 2026 Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. Those dates have been announced. Hopefully, we'll get some more information soon about the types of food that we can see at the festival this year, and some of those other offerings as well. So that's what's planned for our next episode. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please take the time to subscribe now, and also turn on those alerts so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be notified about that. This is our first episode of this new segment here, Pull Up to the Castle. So I guess I ought to just real quick talk about who we are and what we do. So MouseHouseNews.net, you've heard us talk about that throughout this segment. So that is our blog. We do Disney vacation news and reviews for Disney adults. So it's written from an adult's perspective, right? If you want to visit Disney World, and you don't have kids to really have to, figure out what they want and stuff, you can figure out what you want. And so we kind of write things that maybe you may want to be interested in. Things like dining reviews, reasons you should stay at a Disney Resorts hotel, why early theme park entry is beneficial, tips to make your trip to Disney World the best ever. That's what we do over at MouseHouseNews.net. So be sure to go over there and visit us. If you're watching this right here on YouTube, you're watching MouseHouseNewsNet on YouTube. We bring you the sights and sounds from Walt Disney World right here. So, who's it appeal to? Well, people who recently visited Walt Disney World, they return home. You're kind of going through withdrawal. You want to see some of the sights and sounds that remind you of your trip. You can find that right here. People who are planning a Disney World trip certainly can get a lot out of this. So again, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. Those Disney.
I'll add that the YouTube channel also has a lot of resort reviews.
Absolutely.
We're working on building more of a library of that, but you can already check out a number of resort reviews. We do have a few ride attraction point of view kind of videos if you want to check out what some attractions are like. And just, as Marcus said, general sights and sounds.
Yes.
Things that we've seen while we're on Disney World. I mentioned way earlier, Cruella de Vil, like interactions that we might have had like that. Just some of the stuff that you might happen upon when you're visiting Disney World. So.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, and we have a new series called Mouse House News Net's Disney Resorts Showdown as well. So that we picked two Disney Resorts hotels and put them up in a head-to-head competition to see which one wins, right? So check that out too. We've got one episode out on the channel, and there are many more coming soon as well. So but yeah, so that's all for this episode. I want to thank you for spending time with us with our first episode. Pull Up to the Castle is a presentation of MouseHouseNews.net, where you can join a princess and a mouse to discuss Disney World hot topics affecting Cinderella Castle and beyond. I am your boy Marcus from MouseHouseNews.net.
Right, and I'm your friend Erin from MouseHouseNews.net.
Yes, she is. She is the princess. I am the mouse. And thank you for spending time with us today. We will holla in the next one.
Bye. See you real soon.
Yeah. Hey, what is up? Living off the edge like a barber lining up. Just another day and another.